love the delay over on Facebook. It's still saying 10, 9, 8, 7. It's like a 10-second delay over there. Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk Shop with Russ. Having a good time talking to everybody before. Our guest this evening is Mary, which is Donna's sister, and she's supposed to know more than Donna. Well, Mary told me before the show that she knows a hell of a lot more than Donna. So
careful there, careful. Thin ice.
But anyway, so yeah, we were going to talk about embroidery tonight. I have indulged into the world of embroidery, and I'll explain that in just a little bit. So for right now, let's just go ahead and let everybody introduce themselves and let's get it over with. Chris, where can we find you?
Hey guys, Chris here at the Old Cranky Workshop. Find me Facebook and YouTube. New video coming out. I start production tomorrow. I got a project I definitely want to record. So I got to get on that. I got a new microphone. I got a new teleprompter. Just waiting for the new camera to show. So
great. Sounds great. Paul.
Hi, Paul Corliss, Paul's Messy Workshop. I don't do anything. I'm here on Saturdays. You can find me on YouTube at Paul's Messy Workshop. And tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern, you can find me on Al's show. He streams
2 p.m. Central.
2 p.m. Central, but that's fake time. That's not real time.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. Go ahead, Al.
Don't forget, Al, before you start, 2 things. Don't forget, number one, to remind me about when you start. And then the second thing I wanted to remind y'all about, which made me think of, for y'all who have not heard, Rebecca DeGroot, I believe is her name. She is a wood turner, and she does really kind of wild and crazy wood turning things. But she also does, she carves pumpkins. Well, apparently, somehow, some way, Food Network saw some of her work on pumpkin carving, and she's actually going to be on the big pumpkin carving contest tomorrow night, worth $40,000. Yeah, and it's going to be, I think it's 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Food Network on the cable TV. So don't forget about that. I didn't want to, but something about you doing your work, Al, triggered that to make me think of that. Although you're damn sure not as good looking as Rebecca, though. I'm sorry.
I agree.
All right, tell us where we can find you, Al.
You can find me on Twitch, Kilroy79763, which I guess is like right there, and Odessa's actually Kilroy's Odessa Woodworking and Maker Shop right here on YouTube. 2 p.m. Central. Anyway, just been piddling around. Just going to do.
All right, Mary, we're going to leave you last. And Dixon.
I'm Dixon Hoffman. You can find me at HoffmanSignsAndDecals.com.
Jim.
Jim Bashir's Driveway Workshop. You can find me in my driveway because my workshop's got too much crap packed in it. Off to Donna.
Donna.
Donna's Embroidery Plus. Find me on YouTube. You can find me here on Saturdays. Eventually, I will get the Etsy thing going.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling my wife too.
Yeah, it's like, but it's got so many things. It's like, yeah, I'm debating. Other than that, ask Russ. He'll know where to find me.
Yep. She's answered my questions when I had a little problem. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Donald.
My name is Donald Matthews. My YouTube channel is Donald Vlogifies Wood Shop. I mean, subscribers, head over there. My website is redneckknowhow.com, and I do not do Etsy. They want too much money for not selling nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because even if you don't sell anything, you still have to pay a surcharge or whatever. So, how are you working on your YouTube since you lost it?
I'm going through and re-editing my videos a little bit here and there at a time as I go through today, and just going back and redoing things a little bit better than I did before when I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
Now I know a little bit less.
For those of you I don't think Mary knows, but for those of you also, but out there, because we weren't on last week, but Donald, for some reason, somebody hijacked his YouTube channel and it took it down totally. He lost everything, his videos, everything is gone.
And for other YouTubers, if you happen to get an email saying they want to pay you for working for using their video editing thing, and they send you contact them back, and they send you back with a link to sign a contract with them, delete. Don't touch it. That's what happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, the scammers are out there. That's unfortunately. And then we have Mary. How you doing, Mary?
I'm doing just fine.
Yeah. So this is Donna's sister, and she does a lot of it. I talked to her. She said 13 years you've been embroidering.
Yes.
How long have you been doing it, Donna?
I think 5 or 6. How long have I been doing it, Mary?
You're probably around 5.
Okay, yeah. I hit her upside the head at one point and go, don't introduce me to nothing else.
No,
well,
I told her you need something else to do when it's bad weather and you can't do the wood. You need something you can do.
And then I developed the allergy to wood, so I'm like, it's a good thing because I can't do that too often.
Right.
Oh, I've got a good point to bring up that since you just said that, Mary, about the weather. All right, now I found out, even though this is a cheap little brother, that if the power goes out, it will remember where it started, and you can start it from the same place. Do y'all bigger machines do the same thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you're having a storm and the power goes out and you're in the middle of something, just leave it alone. When everything gets back to normal, flip it back on. You'll be right back where you stopped.
Right. This little one will do that
a little bit if you want to, but you know,
unless you move your hoop.
You move your hoop. You're on your own. You're on your own.
Leave it alone. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So here, I wanted to show y'all the one that I got. Give me a second. I can pull it up. I should have already.
While you're doing that, James Parker wants to know if you got the picture of his wife.
Yes, I did.
I didn't realize that Jimbo was out there.
Yeah, yes, I got it, James. I've been kind of busy this week, and to let y'all know, we've been kind of busy this week. Certain things have come up, and one of them is that my daughter-in-law, Cheyenne, her great grandfather passed away, and they had to go to Texas. He was 98 years old. Now, not great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather passed away. So 98 years old. He had been he went to the Korean War. He was in the Korean War. He was a veteran from the Korean War. So just a lot of things going on this week. So I've been super duper busy. So, but anyway, so what got, I know Donna's been embroidering, and I've been thinking about getting into it or whatever, but I didn't want to break the bank to get into the embroidery thing. Well, one of the primary reason that I wanted to do it was at my church, I'm on the security team, and they gave us these shirts that says, Willow Oak Baptist Church, nice little shirts. Well, all the other guys has got their name, and it says security on it. And I kept saying, when are y'all gonna get mine embroidered? When are they gonna do it? And so finally, I got fed up with it and bought my own embroidery machine and put my own security and Russell on it. So I'm like, all right. So that's what got me started. Well, in order not to break the bank, let me show you here. And if I've been playing around with this machine, and I'm quite actually shocked as for what it will. Now, I realize it's not a heavy duty commercial machine. I'm not saying that it is, but I'm kind of quite shocked as to what it will do. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not seeing it on there, but I guess y'all can see it.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. All right. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
machine
one
I
Glenna's
chose.
got.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
see
the
it.
machine I chose for $300. I mean, only $386. I mean, so that's really not that bad of a deal. It says it's a 5x7 hoop, but it actually only does 4 inches by 4 inches. But that's as big as I need to do, and it's all touch screen, which is really cool. It only takes like I can thread the thing in a minute. It's a self-threading needle, by the way. Yeah, it's self-threads the needle. I've never seen a machine do that. But you can do all kinds of things with it. Yeah, this part right here, the big white part on the left side of the hoop, or where the needle goes down and everything, that thing actually, you push a lever and it swings around and just puts the thread right through the needle, just as pretty as can be. I'm like, so anyway, stop sharing. There we go. Yeah, so I didn't want to break the bank, but I wanted to be able to do something. So that's a machine I chose. So I know there's more expensive machines. And the second thing that I wanted to do was I'm making our own company shirts, Clarity Construction. And I wanted to be able to put our Clarity Construction logo and my name on the other side. So far I've been able to do that.
So you're down to about $100 a shirt.
As of right now. But to be honest with you, we ordered 3 shirts with Clarity Construction on it, and that was not on the front or the name. That was just on the back that said Clarity Construction. We ordered 3 shirts and 6 hats, 3 for ourselves and 3 to give away, and it was over $350.
Oh, where you got that from? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when my son come back and told me that, I said, "Why didn't you tell me? I could have called Donna, and Donna would have embroidered him for cheaper than that." But anyway, my point being is, so I also I have a sublimation machine. It can do sublimation. So, but the only problem with sublimation is there's no white in sublimation. So in other words, if you got a dark colored shirt like this, blue, you can't really do anything with it in sublimation. You can do black, but you never see it. Yeah, it only has, or you could do, if you wanted to do it, you could do a black square with the letters in the middle of it that stuck out white. But I was able to do one that I think turned out pretty good. Let me show you real quick.
Paul, sing for us.
Since my
You don't
my
want me to
sons
sing for you.
do what?
Never mind. You missed it.
My sons have decided that this is the color they want. I don't know what it looks like on there, but it's actually a nice looking blue gray.
Yeah.
And I was able to put that sublimation.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I was able to do a dark blue onto the gray, and that showed up nice.
Yeah.
So they decided this is the color of the shirts we're going to go with, and I'll just sublimate them. I mean, the vinyl works all right, but it's not as good as sublimation. That should be permanent. Whereas, so the same thing with the embroidery. So
is that like silk screening them on?
It's similar to silkscreen, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. It's a special. It's a special ink and a special paper that it prints on, and then you put that paper onto the fabric and underneath a heat press, and it actually bonds the ink to the shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So what I want some of the things I want to talk about tonight is they got a program out that, to me, after I've been working on it for a week or so, playing around with it, it's called Hatch by Wilcom. Hatch 3 is out, and that is the Mac Daddy. Hatch 3 is to embroidery as light burn is to laser,
Mhm.
and as Aspire is to CNC work. I mean, it is a Mac Daddy, let me tell you.
Well,
So,
what's into hand tools?
huh?
Well, a lot of your embroidery programs, if you do when they offer the trial, you don't get the full program. Either it won't print or it won't save certain thing, or you can only do 3 designs. And when you do the 30 days with the hatch, well, I know through if you do it through Digitizing Made Easy, which is John Deere, you get the full use of the program.
Right. Now, I will say this much. It's a little pricey. I think it's running what? Give or take $900.
Right.
Oh,
You
When
always with
sell.
them. I tell people wait till
That's
Thanksgiving.
no, Donna. That's the sale price now. It's $8.99. They
Yeah.
finally went up.
And that's like Aspire.
It
Yeah.
used to be $7.99 when it was on sale, and it was $10.99 regular price.
Right.
Now it's $8.99, and yeah, they finally moved forward a little bit. So
All right. Now I don't know if y'all know this that I found out too. Did you know that you can do it in monthly installments?
yes,
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. You can do it in monthly installments, and that's the route I'm going to take.
right. You can do the $99 a month for a year.
What's the interest rate?
Yeah.
What's the
So
interest rate though?
There's no.
there's
no
no
interest?
interest rate, but
Nope.
it's $99 a month for a year.
Right.
Oh, so you don't get the software and download it and you got it. It's that monthly fee stuff.
It's like no. You
Oh,
download it
okay.
and you get it,
Okay.
and you can either pay for it one flat rate or
Yep.
you can pay it out monthly.
Oh, okay.
But once you get done, you're done. And so if they decide to come out with a hatch 4,
Yep.
so
Upgrade.
from 2 to 3, it was like $199 to upgrade.
Got it.
That's
Yeah.
the same thing. Yeah, that's the same thing as with Aspire for CNC. They come out with an upgrade every year or two, and you have to pay an extra amount, and you get the upgrade.
Right. But
Or
like,
just don't get the upgrade.
Right.
Right.
no, it's better to get the upgrade
I
because
always get the upgrade.
yeah,
It's still better than other softwares because now they're all making you pay a monthly fee the rest of your life, and I would never do that in a million years.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And one thing about Wilcom Hatch is it's the most user friendly. Let me see if I can get my screen. Let me get the camera over here to show y'all. Maybe, I hope. If you can, let's see how do I need to do this. I'm not good at it as y'all are, but on this, and it's probably
Fist
mirrored,
pump.
but everything is wrote out. So if I want to pick letters, it says lettering. If I want to,
Can you make her solo, Russ?
I'm trying as fast as I can.
Okay,
So-
now what kind of extension files are them? Can you cheat and get around it with a different software? Like for 3D printing, you use STL. Do they have their own extension that you can't get around?
no.
Yeah.
One thing about it, they have. I'm going to turn this back around.
Would you save the file like?
Well,
So-
here's
So you save it as a DTS,
Oh, that's their own. Okay.
Uh,
but
you
and
save as EMB.
well. Now hold on for 1 second. You got to realize it does save its own file for itself, so that you can recall. Like, let's say that she makes a flower, and somebody says, "Oh, I want to have that flower." She can pull that file back up. But I actually encodes for all machines. Like, it'll encode for a Singer, it'll encode for my brother, it'll encode for multiple machines.
right, you can put it out based on whatever machine you have. So
Right.
it takes the Genome machines take the JEF files, JEF. Most commercial machines use DST. What Donna was talking about, the EMB files, that's for Hatch itself, any kind of Hatch, any kind of Wilcom. I'll say it that way, any kind of Wilcom. And it's with the EMB file, that's the one you can use, that even if you change it, if you save it as an EMB, at any point you can go back in and change it.
Modify it. Okay.
If
Yep.
you just do it as a DST file, which is the simple file that most commercial machines use, it's with that, if you pull that back up, there's a little bit more to changing the file than there is if it's a EMB embroidery file. I can't think of the word.
So okay, they got it pretty much locked down where you couldn't use a Photoshop image and convert it and use that artwork on your machines.
Oh yes, yes, you can. You
Oh,
can.
you can.
You
Okay.
actually save as SVG also.
Oh, that's huge.
You can save a cut file. You can bring in an SVG, a PNG, a JPG.
Oh yeah, that's huge then.
Yeah. So the thing with Wilcom Hatch 3 is it's the most user friendly program.
Yes. Got it.
And then
Got it.
most places, whichever place you get it from, if you get it from John Deere Digitizing Made Easy, or if you get it from Wilcom Hatch, most cases they offer free training
Yes.
and videos that you can follow along with. I started off with the John Deere Digitizing Made Easy, and I'm self-taught, and everything I learned through him or on YouTube, or I'm not afraid to do research.
Right.
It's like you have to be able to do the research.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
it's just like using Aspire. It's just like using light burn, because I was looking at it today, and the lady was actually showing if you bring in, let's say that I bring in a simple little file like on this Clarity Construction, the truss that my son made up, just
Right.
that simple little truss. She was showing how you could self-digitize it and showing how you could make the thread run in certain directions. I mean, you can hit the button; it'll auto digitize it. But the lady that I was watching was saying it's much better to do it on your own, because then you can get all your verticals and everything with all the thread lined up the same. Now to me, that's as powerful as Lightburn or Aspire on something like that. That's really powerful stuff.
Yes, you can control your stitches, and if you want to do it at 50 degrees, 90 degrees, whatever you want to do, you can control it.
You can
Yeah, that's pretty
one
good.
color. Yeah, I can take a yellow, and you can digitize it and change how it's stitching it out, and that yellow make it look like you use 3 different colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the direction of the stitching.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, so it's pretty powerful. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm going to play with this machine for a while, and I'll probably give it to one of my granddaughters, and I'll probably end up getting something a little bit bigger. But I just wanted to get my feet wet, and I figured I haven't lost a whole lot of money. I haven't put no $10,000 in a machine.
But where you got one up on that is you already understand if I give you this picture, that's not a file.
Right. Right. No, I can digitize my own.
Right.
Yeah.
You understand it's got to be digitized for it to be
right
file.
Yeah, how I learned to do my own stuff, which Donna knows herself, I over the years have created my own scroll saw patterns.
Right.
So that's what got me started, and from there it just led one thing to another to another to another. So yeah, it's I mean, it's different to pick up on it, but it won't take me long to be able to understand and to work it. It's just I've got to learn. It's bells and whistles, so to speak, compared to the other.
Right.
I did like the fact, though, that I could import an SVG out of Corel, and I heard of another thing. There's an addition to Hatch you can put on it. It's called Gem. Have y'all heard of that?
I don't know what it is. I ain't dealt with it or nothing. I've heard of it.
What do you mean?
Okay. It's
You
called
mean, are you-
GEM, GEM, and it's called GEM, GEM, and it actually will. You can actually do it on Corel Draw, and it'll send it straight into Hatch
Oh, it's an
for you.
extension. It's an
Yeah, it's an
extension you can
extension.
add on to your Hatch. Okay.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool that you could do that. Now you still got to do the digitizing as far as knowing how the threads need to go and all that other kind of stuff, but you don't have to save it and import, and it'll just ship it right over to Hatch. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Corel Draw gem
Yeah.
for Hatch.
Yep.
Yes.
Corel Draw for Hatch.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can make the beautiful images in Corel Draw, and then you can convert it and stick it in the Hatch. That's what the extension is for. I got it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you how I do my digitizing. Mary knows how to do my digitizing. I do words, and then when they want other stuff, I go, Mary, I'm sending you a file, digitize it for me. And then I'll change what I want to change, but I have her digitize it for me. I do the embroidery. She does a lot of hats, hooded towels, shirts, jackets, things like that, where I will do the purses, the notebooks, the elf clothes, and all that stuff. But when it comes to digitizing, like I said, I'll do the letters and stuff.
So now since I'm a friend of Donna and you're her sister, if I have problems, I just get all of you, right?
You know how to reach me on Facebook. And you know I'm right here in Texas, so we're good.
Yeah.
What's your hourly rate?
All my
let's
exes live
right
in
now.
Texas.
Trying to help you out,
Later,
Mary.
Russ.
Help you out.
See you, Paul.
See ya.
Bye, Paul.
Yeah, I don't care to digitize that much. I like doing embroidery and all that.
But there's a lot to it.
But
Well,
it's like, and Mary does fine down. Like, here you go, do this for me.
I don't foresee. I mean, I may get to the point where I might do something for like some of my grandkids or something like that. Would Donna do? Oh, who was it that dropped out? Jim?
Jim.
Paul.
No, Paul.
Paul had to go
Paul.
to his CNC.
No, somebody else dropped out.
Al.
Al dropped out.
Al fellow. Yep.
Oh, that means he'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
But
You can't get rid of Al.
my main thing was to be able to do, the stuff that I'm wanting to do right now. And as far as I can see, that this little thing will do. I mean, I was actually shocked when I finally discovered what. First off, don't buy. I'll give you a hint. Don't buy Walmart thread. That was my first error. The second thing is you need to learn about your your stabilizer. Yeah. Because the stabilizer I first started using was too thin, not lightweight, not heavyweight enough. So that was causing me problems. And then when I got the bird's nest, I called Donna and said, help.
And we fixed it. He had to fix the thread. That was it.
Yeah, well, I got it cleaned out, and as soon as I tried to start the second time, it did the bird nest again. And I called Donna and said, what am I doing? She goes, you've got a piece of thread stuck in there somewhere because that's what causes it. And sure enough, I took it apart, and there it was. So,
I said, take that cover off because you got a little one.
Yeah.
It's not your tension, it's that.
Yeah.
Wait till your bobbin backlashes.
Oh, yeah.
The worst one is jamming thread in a juki machine, man. It's like taking a battleship apart to get the thread out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, this machine behind me, that's my embroidery machine.
How many needles?
15 needles.
And how many colors?
I started out with a single needle. And then
How many colors?
Do what?
How many colors will it do with 15 needles?
15 colors.
15 colors, okay.
Right.
So it's
now
gotta be.
I've done some things that will take 18 different colors. So I get a set up, and the one I put it over here, like on the end over here, where it's easy to get to. And once I get, okay, well, this color I'm only gonna need it one time. So when I do that one, I'll take that one off while it's still running the other stuff and put my new color on.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
So it's all got to be related, just like a CNC. You must have a table that has an X, Y, and that's what moves it around.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this That's what this hoop here. This is the back side of the hoop. This metal piece right here.
Oh, sure. Yep.
Yeah, it connects to the side of the embroidery machine, and it moves the hoop. And I thought it was mechanical, which I mean, it is mechanical. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, look at the Donna's hoop. Here, let me hold on a second.
Small one.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
Let me get a
that's
big
the
one.
small one.
that's the small one. The
That's
big
probably-
one. What else? Oh, I think my biggest hoop, which I don't really use that one.
Donna, I got it.
This
It's
hoop,
probably making G code behind the scenes, just like everything else.
Holy crap!
Donna, that's the patch frame.
it's still
Yeah,
a big
I
hoop.
was gonna say your table's not big enough to handle that.
The regular hoop, the biggest hoop is this one.
Yes.
Oh wow! Still, that's big.
Is- What's that size, Mary?
17 by 16.
Yeah, 17 by 16.
Wow.
So I
makes-
mean,
But
Alan's
anyway,
back.
so the connection, actually, the part that holds the hoop comes off on mine for like when they in shipping and stuff, and it actually has its own self motor and everything in there to move it, because I thought it was just like when I took it or when I put it on, I looked at the connection and it's all electrical connections. In other words, there is a motor in the end that moves this hoop.
Oh, sure, there's got to be. Yep.
Yeah.
okay.
There's got to be a couple
These
of
are
them.
the arms
Yeah.
that go on mine. I have, an arm on each side. But I
It's gonna be.
it's
gonna
I
be
put my
like-
hat hoop on. So when I do my hat hoop, I take these arms off and I connect my hat hoop to. You see the big bar that goes across. I connect my hat hoop to that.
It's going to be like everything else. If you use that big hoop, you're talking a lot of money, thread, and a lot of time, right?
No,
Oh, yeah.
If you use
Well-
that big hoop.
no.
Well, now the most I've done was the Statue of Liberty and the Liberty Bell, and that was 2 million plus stitches. And Mary's like, "Why are you doing that?" I said, "Just so I can say I did it."
How long did it take? How much time did it take?
I wrote it down on the pattern when I put it on Facebook. I wrote down how long it took because I can't remember now, but it's 25 panels,
Wow.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
put them together. And then, of course, I made my own frame and stuff because I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the nice thing about
But I started small, and I tell everybody, start small. Make sure it's something you want to do before you invest. a
well,
lot.
that's the reason of only spending $386 for my machine.
Mhm.
So
First
you
time
know,
I turned a pin. I went to Woodcraft and took the class as an $80 pin, but
Yeah.
that's still cheaper than buying the lathe and all the tools and everything else. I'm like, I want to make sure because it looks fun. Looks fun.
Right.
Feels fun. So I wanted to try it first. And I'm like, oh, I like this. So that's when I bought the stuff.
We've all got tools we bought and got excited about, and it now sits on the top shelf covered in dust.
Yeah.
You never jump in the lake until you know how deep it is.
Yep.
yeah,
With everything.
Yeah. And
My
that's what I
biscuit cutter comes to mind.
And if you think you want to try it and you know somebody who has a machine, go watch and go learn with them and see if you're going to like it.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I tell everybody, if you're close to me and you want to come see it in action, come on. I'll show it to you. You can see it. You can see if you're interested in it. I don't have a problem.
Right.
But don't just buy it thinking, oh, I think I want to try it, and never have done it before and think you're going to get into business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just like with anything else. No, don't do that.
Oh, I see. Everybody was trying to tell me that you were back, Al.
Oh, really? Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. They were fighting for me, man.
Well, you have my phone number. All you had to do was call me.
No, but yeah, I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
You were speaking, and so was Mary, and I mean, you guys were going back and forth.
There was a lady down at work that bought 3 of them machines, and I says, oh, and she was going to start a business. I said, oh, you got to fill a lot of orders a month to pay for them machines.
Yes, yes. That's
But it-
one of the things that that's the reason that usually my hobbies, I try to keep them down at a certain price so that if I do not use them or whatever, I ain't breaking the bank, so to speak.
Right.
Right.
I mean, with it now, I will be honest with you. If you go into sublimation, you need a good printer, and most of the printers start around $800. Mine was $799 in Epson. And one of the reasons, I mean, I could have got cheaper, but one of the reasons I chose this particular Epson is because it has 6 tanks instead of the normal 4. So I have 2 more colors, which makes the sublimations look a lot better. So
More
I could have
vibrant.
went like $250 cheaper, only got 4 colors, but my daughter has been into it and she told me you won't regret getting the 6 colors because it can turn out colors that you wouldn't believe. And she's right. I mean, it's kind of like awesome.
You know, Mary did the long arm quilting before she did the embroidery stuff. She did that for a long time.
Yeah.
And so I got to see one of them machines and I'm like, wow. That's my living room.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it.
That's the same kind of the long arm quilting's the same thing you got, right, Jim?
Yeah. Takes up the whole basement.
That size just amazes me.
You know,
I mean, these things, they're my toys, but I was telling them earlier, it's getting kind of worse as far as not health, my mobility. I went to the doctor, my blood work was perfect. Everything, everything, I did a 12 lead, my heart's great. Everything come back great. It's just my mobility I'm having more problems with my mobility. And I have seen a neurologist and we're talking about surgery. I might end up having to have surgery, but, so at least if I have, and I can't get out, I mean, I have good days. I have days that I can go out and go to the job site or I can go to Walmart and everything and everything's great. I have days that I get up and I can barely make it to the recliner. So it's just one of those things. But at least if I've got something here that I can play with and keep my mind occupied, it's not like sitting there twiddling my thumbs and watching, rawhide. You can only watch rawhide so many times because I've seen all of them.
TV should be illegal until you turn 80.
Well, you saw them when they first come out, didn't you, Russ?
Oh yeah. And the Big Valley, or what's the other one? Wagon Train. I like Wagon Train. That's a good one.
I can't say much. I caught them on the first rerun.
Yeah.
Gunsmoke.
Yeah,
Or get on the other channel where they've got Bewitched, and then they've got Bewitched. Let's see. I saw what was the old black and white show with the maid? What was her name?
Hazel.
I saw Hazel the other day on there, and I ain't seen that in I don't know how long. Yeah,
I never
Mr.
watched
B.
TV. And I started watching it 1 hour before I went to bed, so I started getting hooked on Seinfeld, and they told me, I thought them were new, and the guys told me at work, them were made 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah. And Seinfeld, man, it's amazing how it's like, is that today or what? What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No soup for you. Sorry.
Yeah,
I thought I was going to get fired one time for that no soup for you thing. I'll have to tell you the story when we're offline.
Well, I mean, so the junk that somebody says, I know the feeling, Russ. I watch Wagon Train. That some of the junk, some of the talk shows they got on nowadays, especially those 4 women, and I'm not going to mention their name, or 4 or 5 women.
It's just
I wouldn't listen to, so that's the reason I go back to the old, Gunsmoke. Forgot about Gunsmoke with Matt Dillon. But I turn on the old Western channel or something like that from and watch that. I'd rather watch that than I had that crap that's on TV nowadays.
Yep.
Russ, you know Haas, right?
What I used to love.
You know who Haas is, right?
Yeah.
Bonanza.
He was born in Holm, I think. I can't remember exactly the town, but it's like right off of Lamesa, which is like 70 miles up the road.
I don't know how many times.
All right, you, Mary or Donna, or both of y'all can answer this question. What's the most? I found out my common mistake was cheap thread at Walmart. Don't do that. That's a big boo-boo. And I think the next one's know your back or your stabilizers. What's some other things that you would say that is important when you're first getting out and started?
Where would I start? Huh.
Stumped her.
You didn't know there was a test, Mary, did you?
Oh, wait a minute. One of the first things is make sure there's Google and YouTube and everything out there. Facebook, take full advantage. Join the groups, ask the questions. I tell people that buy a new machine from me, the only dumb question is the one you don't ask, because if you don't ask, you don't know.
Right.
I will never tell you that's a dumb question. I'm going to say, oh, here, let me help you with this. Then I'll explain it to them. But you go and do your homework. Don't think it's all going to be handed to you, because that's not how it works.
No.
And most of your problems is user error. It's not the machine. Everybody's like, oh, well, my machine. No, it's not necessarily the machine. It's user error.
And that, once again, let's go back. I run down to Walmart, bought some thread, and I learned real quick, that cheap thread don't work.
You mean, Mary, you don't end the sentence with dumb shit? What's
I'm not
the
gonna
top?
say that I haven't.
What's the top?
And that would be part of the reason I no longer work at Lowe's.
She put a needle through her finger.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yeah,
That's gonna be a good story.
Mama used to do that all the time.
Hey, is that a shop confession?
What?
We're not there yet.
Yeah, we ain't there yet.
That is. Save that for a workshop confession.
There's a lot of stuff people don't think of that you need to get to be prepared for doing embroidery. Tweezers.
Yeah, you need your tweezers, your scissors, your stabilizers. You need to have practice hats, practice shirts. You need, it's not just one little thing. If you're going to do it and do it right. Don't have to go out and buy the Madeira thread, but you can go buy the Metro. This is 5 and this is 15. You don't have to buy the most expensive, but you don't
for it to be good.
Yeah, I went today and I was showing Donna early. Hobby Lobby sells Soology thread. And that's what I bought today because that was readily available and everything. It's a little pricey. Well, I thought it was a little pricey. It's $4.99 a roll.
For that, because if you go to Metro, you can get that 5,000 meter spool for the same price.
Wow,
yeah, this is the big one.
Instead of but you just need the little ones because you got the little machine.
Yeah, this is 60 yards for $4.99. So
yeah, you can actually get some of these right here. If they got them on sale for you can get them as little as 99 cents.
Wow, I'll go check that out. Yeah, she told me that.
Of course, I ain't bought none in a long time, so they might their cheapest might be $1.99 at this point.
But Donna, is that spool 500 or 1,100?
It's the little one.
I have to go look. I don't remember. I only buy the big.
Yeah. The big one is either 3,000 or 5,000.
Oh, I got a question for you and for her when she gets back.
Look at the size of her shop. Holy crap.
Frenzy Wicked Truth said, Green Acres just pissed me off because the dude on the phone company had to climb the pole to use his own damn phone.
Right?
Yeah. Remember that? Green Acres is the place for me. Farm living is the life to be. Land spreading out so far and wide. Give me Manhattan, just keep that countryside. I used to love that. Okay, so a question for you that I saw today on a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
The guy was taking a regular stabilizer on the back.
Okay.
But he was also taking the water-soluble stabilizer and putting it on the front and embroidering.
So if you have a thick pile,
like a towel.
Say if you're sewing on a towel, on a thick sweater, even Okay, I'm just gonna grab this rag because it's by me. But let me get this up here. Okay, so this is, if you try to sew into this, your thread is gonna sink into the pile. If you
Okay.
that water soluble or the heat away, there's
Right.
different kinds. So if you use that, it keeps your threads on off.
Aha.
That's how that works. If you use that top on anything that has pile, then with that, if you've got the pile, keeps it on top and not sink in.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
That's
I
the
was wondering why he was doing that. He
Don,
didn't.
Donna uses the I that
Oh, you're breaking up.
when
Yeah, it'll come back. It's just the internet. Yeah, I was wondering why he was using that, and now that makes sense.
Oh, now she's back.
okay.
What'd you
Um,
say?
I was saying with that, Donna uses the wash away, but I don't like it because it's sticky. I like the heat away because I can either put it on my heat press or use my iron and just run right over it and then just wipe it off.
Ah.
And I'm good to go.
Right.
I found also that some of the backer that I bought wasn't self-adhesive, so
Harry,
I
there's
bought-
a question out there.
okay,
How
hold on.
big is
I bought this adhesive, and man, this stuff works great.
Yes.
Now, why are you using that?
To put the backer on, the stabilizer. Because
Why?
when I first bought the stabilizer, I didn't have anything to stick it with. It was non-stickable.
Not all you don't always need stick.
Yeah,
No, you could run it through the hoop, but I was cheap and just cutting little pieces.
Gotcha.
Could you use
okay.
iron
Kind
on
of like
there?
when I do the bunny ears, and
Yeah.
I use that because I have them on there, and then I pin it down. But you can
Uh,
also float.
Lynn's handcrafted word shop wants to know how big is your shop, Mary?
Bigger than
This one here is 30 by 45.
And you notice she said this one here. So what's the other size of the other shop?
Oh, I have a smaller one that's 20 by 28, and then I have a warehouse.
where she keeps the machines at.
Oh, okay.
Because nobody wants to wait a month if they order, a $10,000 machine. They don't want to have to wait 3 to 6 months to get their machine.
Right.
I
No,
have
understand.
machines in stock ready to go.
Wow.
So, and it's like, and they can either, if they want, they can come and train, and I will train them here. If it's, I say pretty local, Donna's just special. So that's the only reason she's getting hers delivered. So
She'll get visit anyway.
it's but I mean, within 8 to 10 hours, typically I will set the machine up and deliver it. So that way, because they're in the car, but we'll go ahead and get the machine set up, put on the stand, get it threaded, get it ready to go. And when I bring it to them, I will do a basic training. If they want it all day, they can get it. But it's like the machines
Make
are
sure you know
so
what you're
user
doing.
friendly that most people at least have some kind of knowledge on it that are purchasing these machines. We've got quite a few that have never done embroidery, but they've
Right.
done sublimation or they've done
And they just get the big one automatically.
Oh, I would done embroidery, but back in the day that I did embroidery, there wasn't a machine. My mom taught me how to do it with the hoop and
the
thread.
hand. Right.
Yeah.
Well, these, I mean, it's really, you can put as much or as little into it as you want. And if you don't put anything into it, then you're not going to go anywhere. I mean,
I learned real quick. I knew more about sewing, and this is sad too. I knew more about sewing than the lady that was in the sewing department in Hobby Lobby.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, y'all want how I got started? Because, like Donna said, I used to be a long arm quilter, and so I had a customer bring me a quilt, and she wanted an 8-letter name on it, and I didn't do embroidery at the time, And so I said, oh, okay, there's a lady down the street. She does embroidery. I'll take it to her. 3 weeks later is when I got it. And I said, this can't be real.
Yeah, really.
I went and bought, not that one, I bought a Janome single needle and started on that. And it just
Right.
grew to what it is now.
Yeah,
Now I'm a distributor. So
I asked the lady, I walked up to her and I said, I'm looking for the embroidery thread for machines. And I said machines. And she said, oh, the embroidery thread and stuff is down aisle like 7 over there or whatever. So I walked down aisle 7 and it's all the hoops. It's all the hoop stuff with the hoops and all that other kind of stuff.
They sent you to the DMC aisle.
Yeah. And so I walked back to her and I said, no, you don't understand. I'm looking for the thread for the machine embroidery. She says, all that thread's down that aisle. And I went back again thinking like, am I really that stupid? I can't see this stuff. And
it was the other way around.
Yeah. So finally, I just took off on my own and I seen a big rack full of sewing thread. Well, that was the regular thread for like regular sewing.
Right.
But right next to it, guess what? Was the embroidery thread.
Yeah. Yeah. People go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or Joann's or something for a quick fix till they can order but you can even get on Amazon and order. John Deere, that has the digitizing made easy, he buys his stuff off of Amazon too.
And he'll tell you this.
The Smith thread, the brother thread, he gets his stabilizers. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. There's stuff on there I order. I
know. I get in trouble with my Amazon. Trust me, I get in trouble with that. But you're right. I just went there because when I discovered that with a thread, I needed the good thread because the Walmart thread was driving me up the wall. I figured I'd just run up to Hobby Lobby because I've been in their sewing department and they do have a lot, but they have more material like for making dresses and stuff like that than they do for embroidery and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. There's.
I tried machine
shops around anymore.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yes. I mean, you can get that kind of stuff, but
as far as embroidery machines,
what kind of brand thread is that, Dixon?
It's for your machine.
It's
brother.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody, some people will tell you, oh, I only use Madeira. I only use Metro. I only use Isacord. Oh, my machine doesn't like this. Use whatever you want to use.
Right.
Most of them, except for that cheap stuff. Because if you can pull it and it breaks, it's going to pull and break when you're using it.
Well, that's what was that was the first problem I was having, and I discovered it was the Walmart thread. So yeah.
Right.
I tried machine embroidery once. And this is how long ago it was. My mama was selling Viking sewing machines.
Oh, I remember Viking. Yep.
And it was where you dropped the presser foot, dropped the feed dogs, took the presser foot off, put your fabric in one of those old wooden hoops.
Yep.
It around my hand.
Yep.
I screwed up about 15 pieces of fabric. Finally got what I wanted and never went back to it.
I do remember the Viking sewing machines. They were supposed to be the top of the line back in the day.
Back then they were.
Yeah.
Now there's a common misconception about embroidery machines. You will hear people constantly saying, oh, don't buy it if it's from China. It's a piece of crap. It's not how it works.
Yeah.
Right. Just about everything you buy, you're going to have parts from there at least.
Yeah.
Okay. This machine, I think back when I first bought it, Mary, what did I pay? Was it $6,500, $7,500? What did I pay when I first bought the machine?
I think it was maybe $6,500.
Okay, I was thinking $6,500. I will put this machine, and this is 4 years old at this point. I will put this machine up against any machine, including the $25,000 machine, single head, And whoever's in embroidery, they know which one I. But I ain't gonna say the names. I'm gonna say, oh, you talking about? I ain't talking bad about you. I didn't say you got a bad machine. I'm saying I will put this machine up against any of them, and it will do as well, if not better.
Yeah.
But it's also when they come in, you got to tweak it.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they come in over on the ships and stuff, and it's like, you know, they get bounced around. So there's sometimes you need to tweak it. Mine runs
Right.
better today than the day I got it.
Yeah.
So
It's
you know,
like that
you
with a
gotta
lot
make
of
sure.
things. So
Yeah, this
Yeah.
stuff from China don't mean it's bad.
I bought that new CNC machine from. I hate that one. I can't think of its name. Digital Wood Carver.
from Laney.
Yeah, from Laney. I ain't even had it 3 days and it crapped out on me. So, you know, it was the main board went out, and he said, "Can you put it in, or do I need to come down there?" And I said, "Well, send it to me and let me look at it." And I looked at it and compared. It was easy. I just numbered I took a piece of tape and put on every wire and made a number and put a number on the corresponding screw. I didn't have any problem changing it out.
Yeah, and it happens, and that could be a really excellent brand, and it just had that was one of them that it happens.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
bought
and
that
like you
Juki
said-
sewing machine, and I look at it, and it's made in Japan, but it's really made in China. So it went from
Right.
China to Japan over here to Chicago. Yeah.
Well, yeah, anymore they can't say that old crap that it was all made or it's made in China, because just about 90% of everything you buy anymore comes from China.
Right.
Your American car may have been put together in America, but the parts are manufactured in China.
Yeah, made in China.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Some of them, yeah.
It's like, but I'm just going to show you, like, this is like depending on where you get it, $9 to $11 spool of thread, and this is, and these are 5,000 meters.
Wow.
This is another one that comes from another company, and theirs is 5,000 meters, but this one's like $5. Same thing.
That won't even fit on my machine.
Right.
But like the Metro and all that, they have the smaller ones also.
Yeah, I know. I was just messing with
Well,
you.
here's your difference in your spool.
Yeah.
There's a secret, Russ. You can get a piece of wood and a dowel and make it work.
Yeah.
If that stuff is polyester,
Russ is in Texas. Where are you at in Texas, Russ?
I'm not me. I'm not in Texas.
Florida.
I'm in
Al's
Florida.
in Texas.
Who's in Texas?
Al.
I'm in Texas.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah, he's in Florida.
if you don't have enough, let me know, because I don't use these.
Yeah, I was telling Russ.
I'd run out too fast.
I was telling Russ the tweezers to get is actually Martelli's.
Yes.
And that's in Florida.
Yeah, they're in Pensacola.
Yeah.
Right.
What do they do a sale? Or let me
And yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but you know what? I have them, and I have some surgical tweezers worth the whole set of like 12
I've got
on Amazon.
I've got the surgical tweezers. Somebody was a paramedic for a long time, and every time I go into the ER, something would find its way out of the ER. So
they throw them away after each patient.
That's why doctor's office started taking that stuff out of the exam room.
No.
I used to always go home with a couple rolls of tape.
So Russ,
yeah,
Russ, you can get these, and I can send you the link after we get done. Yeah. These I get on Amazon. One pair, I don't have them here. I'll just open this one. So one pair.
Open it, you can bring it to bring me some while you're on your way.
I don't have that too. So this pair is flat. Oh, fine. Shut up. I'll stick them in your bag. And this one is curved. I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I like that.
So because sometimes when you're getting over, you want to make sure you don't poke it, so you have that curve that you can get up on that without clicking.
Applique scissors.
Right.
Yeah. But These are my absolute favorite, and all my customers that are all the people that have bought machines for me, they're like, where'd you get your scissors? So these are the ones I get these on Amazon. I think they're $8.99 or $9.99 for the 2 pairs. But everybody's, because they're so sharp and they work so well. So there's some things just stick
Okay,
with.
this is called a double curve.
It's
You got your curve. Let me get this where I'm in. There we go. You got your curve here, but you got your curves up here. You can cut, and it's not going to cut your stabilizer because it's curved up.
Right. Gotcha. Lady friend, I didn't even know this was going on. Lady Frenzy Wicked Truth said something about she's broke her ankle.
Oh,
This is my update on my ankle. It's still broken up. And she said, I almost lost my foot. If I had waited 1 week later, it was being strangled.
Wow.
Ow.
What in the world did you do out there? Wow.
Ballerina practice.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what's the other guy look like?
Hey, my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law, back in the summertime, he started wearing like not full boots, but like I want to say boots that come up above your ankle to support your ankle, and when he was working.
Yep.
And he sweated a lot more, so he was scratching his ankle one day. He got a staph infection.
Yep.
wow.
And he didn't realize it, so his foot kind of swelled, and he goes, I just probably sprained my ankle. Well, the next morning he woke up, and he went to put his pants on, and he couldn't get his pants above his knee. His left knee was so swollen. His wife said, you're going to the hospital. The doctor told him if he'd wait another 24 hours, they might have had to amputate his leg.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah.
I had that happen earlier this year. I showed you the pictures.
Yeah.
A tiny little cut on the back of my heel. I never saw it. But I woke up one morning, my leg was swollen up like a watermelon.
Yeah.
And beet red. So
Yeah.
luckily, I'm married to a nurse, and we were in good shape. But
Yeah.
Jim said come talk to him when they drive a stainless steel nail into your toe.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So we're winding down. All right. So Mary, you said you stuck this. We have what we call workshop confession. So this sounds right up our alley. And that's when you confess something you did. So how in the heck did you stick a needle in your neck finger?
Because I thought I was being cute, moving a thread out of the way. Instead of stopping the machine, I didn't hit stop. I put it up there and I went a little bit too far and went right through my finger. And of course I broke the needle. I hit the stop on it. I was the only one at home that day by myself, hurt like the dickens, and it looked like a fish hook when it got done. So I just went and got a pair of pliers, pulled it out, thread and all, wrapped it up, and said,
I was going to ask you, was the thread still in the needle?
It was. It looked like a fish hook and still had the thread, and I just pulled it all out. So,
you say that, but
yeah,
if that happens, the best thing that you could do is get it out quick before you start feeling the intense pain.
Yep. Right. What,
yeah, because I shot these two fingers together with a nail gun. And I just reached up. My partner was standing there, and my son was standing there. And my son about fainted. He goes, "What are you going to do?" And I reached up and grabbed a hold of it and just snatched it right back out. But yeah, because once that pain sets in, you ain't going to pull it out.
Right. You got to do it before you think about it.
There's some people, they'll do that needle and they're not paying attention and put their hands over there. So, and if that needle gets in that bone, they have to go have surgery to get it removed sometimes.
Oh, yeah. And also an infection of the bone, my doctor even told me, an infection of the bone is the worst kind of infection. Sometimes they do have to amputate because of that.
Right.
Mama used to wind up with Band-Aids, come home with Band-Aids on her finger, on her fat finger, all the time. I'm like, she'd get her finger nicked by the needle. Like, how do you do that? Well, up until that time, I'd only been on those home sewing machines like the Viking and all that. One day I needed to hem the legs of some jeans, and I got on her contract machine and pressed it. Oh, so that's how it happens.
Oh yeah, they got. If you've ever watched cobblesmith that does shoes, they got those big singers that will stitch up leather, go right through leather without any problem.
Yep. I've got one of the
Junkie we've got
manual
will do
ones.
leather.
Those suckers that just
It'll go right.
it would go through.
Yeah,
The needles look like a big spike.
Yeah.
yeah,
it does.
yeah. No, I
And them
watched.
contract machines, they got a little bit of speed to them.
I bet they do.
Yeah, on mine, I just
Well-
threw Neosporin on it, wrapped it with a Band-Aid, and I said, let I had to get done.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to wait for that.
Well,
is she
bless you, and hopefully you will not get any more needles in your finger.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
And if anybody thinks that embroidery machines is just for putting names and stuff, no.
Oh no, yeah.
You can do
This
so
machine
many
here
things.
came loaded with, if I'm not mistaken, either 180 or 300 embroideries, like little birds or flowers or stuff like that, already in the machine. So, I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
And then when you get the bigger machines,
yeah,
I mean, you can do. There's so many things. I mean,
yeah,
Oh,
bags and totes and notebooks and
yeah.
I haven't finished putting them together that the girls made because football is big in Texas.
now that is
No.
FSL, which
So
is
these,
lace.
this is freestanding lace, and I've got the pieces. We haven't put them there, but these will be earrings.
You use
No, that's
waterway for the backing, and it's just thread. That's
That's
what.
all it is.
So now, do you use washaway for the backing and the front, or just washaway on the backing?
Actually, you sew this on, which you use Vilene, which is a wash away.
Okay.
And that's all this is nothing but thread. The backing
Wow.
is out. But this
Wow.
will be, I've got the little clips over there, and then they're going to be little earrings, and that's my grandson's number. So
Okay,
for
I
today,
got you now. Those are the things that you see in Hobby Lobby that you can buy for $3 or $4 and make your own little earrings. That's been done that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can make your own. I mean, Donna's probably got more stuff in her shop than I do. I've got toilet paper, and I've got dolls and blankets and animals, and I mean, it's not just. Yes, I do a lot of hats, and I do a lot of customer stuff where I do their left chest, right chest jackets. But
This
See,
is
that's-
barefoot sandals.
yeah, let's see.
You put your toe around, through here, and then which I still got to finish these. You put this is a loop here. You put your toe through there. This goes around your ankle, and you put ribbon around here and wrap it a couple of times. And you have, and you can do it on your wrist. You can do it on your ankle, on your feet for barefoot sandals.
So that's a thong, right?
This is Rose
That's a foot thong.
yeah.
Exactly.
I want to get back to the toilet paper. Does she like embroider
Yeah,
toilet paper for
toilet
Saudi
paper,
princes or what?
towel. Okay, if you're gonna do it on toilet paper, you get cutaway stabilizer. You take your toilet paper and you unroll it a little bit, and you have one piece sitting up there. And actually, Russ, yours will do it. You put that piece on top, and
Yeah.
Toilet paper.
and all you do is pin it at a couple spots to hold it still. You embroider on it, and then you cut the stabilizer off the back, and then wrap it back up on your rope.
That's actually rolls of toilet paper with that on there?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. So
I still would bet Saudi prince.
yeah.
I want to make one that says, "Don't use too much. This is the last roll."
You can do that because that
Yeah,
uses
yeah.
4x4 hoop.
Yes,
Oh,
you
that's
can do those. We can send you the files.
Yeah.
It's like, and this is, we were talking about the chenille machine. So I've made some chenille letters that we could just cut out and make patches.
Oh,
Hey,
that.
Mary,
So this is the chenille. So you
Mary,
put-
there's a question out there,
what's that?
and it's from Len. He's asking, does the TP clean better with the embroidery on it?
You know, y'all, that's the craziest thing. Go to the Dollar Tree and buy these, 4 rolls for $1, and you sell these for, this thing right here sells for $20.
Jeez.
Wow.
With the
Okay.
plunger.
With the plunger.
With the plunger,
Nice touch.
Uh,
Nice touch.
$20,
Yeah, yeah.
and it cost you $2.75. No, it didn't even. It's maybe $2.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, wait, that's just a decoration, though, right? I mean, they're not actually going to
Oh, you
rip it
can
out.
use it if you want.
Yeah, you can use
I would use
if you
it.
want to pay $20 for 3 rolls and use it. You can use it if you want.
Okay,
Well,
but
I'm
it-
going to do that with my vinyl
So
signs.
they
I'm
had
going to
that
do
toilet
that.
paper shortage going on. Everybody was buying all the toilet paper, and I'm like,
Right?
okay, well, I'm gonna run out of toilet paper. I'm gonna go get a leaf or something. I thought, wait a minute, I got toilet paper. In
Designer
my back room.
embroidered toilet paper.
I probably had 100 rolls of toilet paper in my back room that I have for embroidery.
Yeah. In an emergency, you use whatever you have.
And
That
see,
is look at that.
Wow.
and this is just a piece of stabilizer, just a 4-inch square, and that you put behind it, and it's just thread, and then you just throw it on there, and that's it.
That looks like it'd be a little bit rough to use.
Hey, we had some that the people, they pulled it out so far, tore it off, and laid it on there in case anybody tried to use it.
Right.
That makes sense.
A lot of people do, they do that for the white
Because
elephant.
there's always one of me in the family.
Yeah.
That's cool to do.
These are very cool white elephant gifts, or people put them in their guest bathrooms, and it's just
That's pretty
something
cool.
fun. It's just something fun to do.
So does the chenille machine come with a captain's hat?
No, that's chenille. That's chenille, not chenille.
Oh, okay, chenille. Yeah, that would be
the one you're
different.
talking about comes with a shaved head, the chenille,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
I get
Chenille
my C's
O'Connor?
and T's mixed up.
Yeah.
I'll show you something else on this show. We just did a show last week.
They were out there.
So let me grab something.
Guess what's all the other crap got there for sale?
All right, guys. We're fixing to cut out of here.
You got some.
Told my wife I wouldn't be on too late. We're gonna try to go to church in the morning.
You tell her that every week.
Yeah, I know.
This is church, isn't it?
Well,
We've had enough
I mean,
confessions here.
she's figured out by now. You know when she knows when I'm off the show when I walk through the door of the bedroom.
Right?
But
That looks
Then-
Oh, that's
cool.
cool.
this is chenille. So
Oh.
this, and so it's
Chenille O'Connor. Really cool.
That is cool.
popped up.
I like that.
And then
Very
as
nice.
far as regular embroidery, these were done on the embroidery machine.
Oh,
Now,
that's
what's
wow.
the fabric that it's on? Is it white
This,
fabric? Or
all this is stabilizer. Actually,
okay, yeah, it looks like it's
Yeah.
this
well, it
they
doesn't
just stitched on a stabilizer. This was stitched on waterproof canvas.
Oh, don't tell my wife that. Oh, geez.
So in other words, that's just leather.
She's on a waterproof canvas kick right now.
So
Yeah.
if you were just gonna do like a
That's
patch
okay. Me too.
to like sew on a jacket or something
making
like that,
purses
you
and
just do that
stuff.
on the stabilizer and cut
Yeah.
the stabilizer off around it, right?
Yeah, you can do a lot with any of that kind of stuff. And it's like for stabilizers, if we were at the end, getting closer to the end of that day, and it was like I had the waterproof canvas, I just grabbed that, threw it on the hoop, and we sewed. It'll work just as well.
Wow.
So you just have to have something to make it stable.
Well, I thank you very much for being on, Mary, tonight. We learned a lot.
Very nice.
I definitely know who to. Between Don and Mary, I have all the expert advice I need.
Who are you gonna call, Russ?
Donna or Mary.
Who are you gonna
Busters.
call?
Yeah.
A lot more to it than I thought.
Yeah,
There is. I mean, I had an idea what I was getting into, but because I had started about a week or so prior to wanting to do it, I started watching some videos, and then And I saw a lot of them on this little brother machine. They said, if you're just wanting to start out, this is a great little machine.
Wow.
Actually, it's got very good ratings. And
Right.
so I said, I'll start off with this one and see what happens. But even starting with a little one like this, I learned lessons like, for number one, don't buy the cheap thread,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I didn't know. I went to Walmart and bought a couple of things, a thread, and thought I'd come home and do it. And then the next thing was a stabilizer. I learned that there's not only different types, but different weights of stabilizer.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah.
You
So there,
should
I mean,
done it.
yes, you're right. It's not just throwing a thing on a piece of cloth on this machine and pushing a button and let it go. There's things you've got to learn. So,
Back in the 80s, I worked at a work clothes company selling work clothes, uniforms, things like that. And now I know why the embroidery was such a huge markup.
oh
That
yeah,
was the 80s.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Putting people's names and the company logo on the shirts. Yes, yes.
And if you
Donna.
think about it, that's one thing that it's never going to go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody always needs something personalized.
Right.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Always.
Russ,
I think Mary-
Donna and Mary saw your machine and said, "Oh, ain't that cute?"
Yeah. No, one of their machines had a baby, and I got it.
Quick story though, when I saw
We
those
started
photos.
off there too. We
Yeah.
started off there.
I got a quick story, Mary. You guys will appreciate this. When I
Okay.
worked for that company, we had a training program in the software to train new employees how to use it, how to make an order, put the names in. And as a sample, we used Santa Claus and the reindeer. We need 10 jackets, Santa Claus, reindeer, North Pole Productions across the back. Somebody hit the wrong button one day and sent it to production.
Oh.
And it went into the mail. I don't know where they think they were taking it because it said North Pole. That's all it said. That was probably at that time $1,500, $2,000 order.
Woo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't me. My name was not on it. So I thought it was funny, but it wasn't me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
expensive ski jackets and the embroidery on top of it, that gets pricey.
Yeah.
It
Hey,
can.
all them kids that put a letter in the mail to Santa Claus addressed to the North Pole, they send it somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you
Goes to
talking
North
about?
Pole, Indiana, I heard.
I got my own mailbox.
You mean Russ or Santa Russ? Where'd he go? Oh,
Nice.
oh.
Yeah, I got
break
my
out
own mailbox.
I gotta break out my Christmas mailbox now.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys, let's get out of here. I appreciate it. Thank you again, Mary. Thank you, Donna, for
Thank
helping us out.
Nice
was
meeting you,
And
Mary.
I know most of y'all know that Donna is on Facebook. If you decide to delve into this, she's helped me out a few times. So I think Mary's on Facebook too.
Yeah.
So, and we'll get their links out where y'all can find them. But yeah, other than that, yeah, and I still don't. Frenzy Wicked Truth. If you can find that out about her, I'll try to also, Al. Find out what's going on. I didn't know she had hurt her ankle.
Yeah, it's been several weeks now. 3, I think.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's back. I think it's in a cast right now, and because she is a Tasmanian devil, Lady Frenzy with. But anyway, she can't stay still. She has to stay.
Well, the thing about she said tonight was she thought if it got any worse, it was going to lose. She was going to lose her foot. So I'm like, wow, that's pretty heavy. So I was trying to find out what's going on. But anyway, listen, if you're too darn busy to get out in your shop and do some embroidery or some sublimation or even try to make some sawdust, you're just too darn busy. Just give me sawdust, lots of sawdust all around me and everywhere. I like it flying all around my shop and even in my bearded hair. And I might even get some thread in my hair before it gets over with.
Yeah. And on the bottom
Good
of
night,
your feet,
everybody.
All right,
on
boys
your
and girls. Remember, you have. Yeah, I screwed it up. You don't have to go home.